because somebody who's some kind of a technician tells you to do that when they don't look at the whole picture, just one facet. We look at the whole thing. I mean, we know what's going on. We knew support was between 858 and 868 on the charts. We're not dumb. I mean, I started charting in 1960, which is 50 years ago. So I do know a little bit about it. And it held. I mean, we turned right around. The pros get in there and bought the heck out of gold and silver. Silver led the pack earlier in the week. And here we are up 9-something again. Sure, it could go back down. I don't think so. I don't think so. There's horrible news coming. It gets worse every day. I mean, General Motors is history. They'll go out of business June 1st. Chrysler will go out of business next week. They'll chop up the company and sell it off. Bondholders are going to get screwed. Now, most of them own swaps, which insured their bonds. Problem is, people who bought sold the swaps don't have any money selling them. So there's going to be all kinds of derivative fallouts in this. And that's why the government put so much money into the company. Ford Motor will make it. They may need money along the way, not like GM and Chrysler did. But Ford's done a good job to get very saleable vehicles, we'll put it that way. But what they did, and I noticed this because, I live in another world. All over the world, Ford, for about 6 months, have been selling vehicles to clear inventory and make a very small profit. They have been selling vehicles at employee purchase prices. Now, for those of you who don't know, if a vehicle is retailing at $32,000, the employees can buy that vehicle for $25,000 in round figures. And so outside the United States, they've been selling lots of vehicles by discounting them, 25%. It's as simple as that. And the other two firms are grappling, what is the answer, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, the market stinks anyway. And that's how they were able to come through relatively unscathed compared to the others, including the Japanese manufacturers, who have had to go to their governments for money. That would be Japan and South Korea. And so that's not good news. So what happens? The market goes up. Idiotic. But that's good for gold because people realize what's going on out there. They know the Chinese are buyers. How much are they going to buy? Who knows? They want to get rid of dollars. I mean, they could buy 500, 1,000 tons by snapping their fingers. If the IMF is ever allowed to sell gold, they'll take the whole thing if they can get it. In fact, I heard that they wanted the IMF to sell all its gold so they could take all of it. Which is, I don't know. They supposedly have commitments for, I think it's 3,000 tons. But I don't think they're going to do that because I don't think that the countries who have pledged the gold have the gold. Not all of them. That's another tempest in a teapot, if you may. So anyway, we had a good day. I don't have the finals on the gold shares. I'll bring that on in the second half. And we have. I'm waiting for the Dow to come up here just to give you a reading. 8076 up 119. S&P was up 129 Dow points. Gold right now is up $7. And NASDAQ is up the equivalent in Dow. $252. NASDAQ always runs far ahead. So that's what the market did today. It's not going to go anywhere from here. It might go up another day or two, and that's it. It'll turn around and go back down again. And, you know, we have the testimony of the President of the Bank of America said he wanted to back out of the Merrill Lynch deal, and the government wouldn't let him. And Bernanke told Paulson, and Paulson told the President, can't think of his name right now, of Bank of America, you better do that deal or we'll replace you and your board. And so he did the deal, lied about the numbers, then did the bonuses because Bernanke and Paulson demanded that he do them. And the bottom line is they lied to the shareholders. This guy should go to jail, along with Paulson and Bernanke. What they did was definitely illegal. Definitely. And, but, you know, in the world we live in today, Washington is controlled by the Illuminists, and they do what they want. There are no rules anymore. It is what they say it is. So those are the recent hot items. The Fed's been in the market buying treasuries like mad and all sorts of other junk. Okay. I got 3 questions only here. Why does the transfer of U.S. dollars have to cross the Federal Reserve before entering into a different account? In other words, the writer, George, is saying if he has an account, and I'm hypothesizing this, and let's say there's $100,000 and he transferred from Ameritrade to Merrill Lynch, why does it have to go through the Fed? I don't know that it does. But if it does, it shouldn't have to. But you see, they're talking about terrorists and money laundering. And, of course, there are no terrorists here. And they're not laundering money. What they're doing is keeping track of you. Because your money is not your money, it's their money. That's the way they think. And one of his brokers said transferring funds are sent to the Fed before they enter bank accounts. And they may be, but I don't believe it. Maybe the broker just wants to keep the money there. I mean, he may not be telling the truth. Now, this just came in from London, and I'm very happy to see that there's so many European listeners from the very famous Melody Show.
Who?
The very famous Melody Show.
Yeah.
The Golden Diva. Do you know who she is? Good.
Yes, we do.
Okay. There's an article that was written, and it discusses that if one is an owner of gold, then one is automatically at war with the government, as your purchase of gold states that you do not agree with their policies, actions, and also in fiat currency. And that the article says how the government accomplished permanent price control on gold and such, how anyone who owns gold is a fool. The writer was Gary North. And Gary North made his money in gold. I've known Gary North since probably around 1976. I know him personally. And I knew his ex-partner, John Malden, very well. And Gary North has gotten into a couple of other deals over the period of time. One was in telecommunications. He did quite well. He had about 20,000 subscribers years ago in his newsletter. And he used to be a coin broker with Monex back in the early 70s when Lou Carabini first started the company. Now, mind you, I know these people personally. He kept on the same road, and then all of a sudden, just before 2000, he and Malden and Dennis Gartman, although they didn't work together, were behind the Y2K thing. And they had everybody running around buying all kinds of things. And Y2K never happened, for the most part.